Welcome to the Cardano Hotel podcast. To support the show, please delegate to Stake Pool Hotel and Stake Pool Alcool.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Cardano Hotel podcast. I'm Juana. Today I'm here with Clint and Ben. They're working on a really cool project building on Cardano. Do you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Clint, you're on it.
Okay, well, my name's Clint Alexander, and yeah, I'm one of the co-founders at Tangent, and I've been involved in cryptocurrency since 2013. First as a Bitcoin miner, and I was helping selling Bitcoin miners for Bitmain and Rockminer and Gecko Science, and then later on as an investor, and now I'm a builder. So we're building on Cardano blockchain, and it's a really exciting project. But maybe I'll pass over to Ben first.
Yeah, so I'm Ben, one of the other co-founders of Tangent. I've been involved in blockchain since 2017, initially as an investor. My job before that was in brand development and marketing based in Asia. And then a couple of years ago, Clint and myself drafted some ideas on an alternative chain and started building. And around about a year ago, Tangent was born, and we were briefing ideas, and here we are now.
Beautiful. And would you guys like to talk a bit about Tangent and what you guys are doing in the space?
Sure.
Yeah, you go first, Ben.
Yeah, exactly. So Tangent, what are we? We're the radical art and finance project, of course, building on Cardano. And what we really want to do is bring some utility to NFTs. A lot of people see NFTs as just JPEGs, but we understand and people are aware that you can do a lot more with that. So we have two main fundamental parts to Tangent. The first is the NFT Farming platform, and the second thing is the NFT Launchpad. Maybe we could go into a little bit more details about those two areas.
Absolutely.
So maybe
Yeah.
I can talk about the farm if that works for you, Clint, and then shall I pass over to you for the Launchpad?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, NFT farming, as we said, this is something that we've worked with other organizations on alternative chains. And we identified a gap in the market on Cardano for such a thing. So what we've done is we've partnered with a Japanese bohemian artist called Quartz, who's created a 12-part Genesis edition NFT drop honoring the mathematicians and visionaires on Cardano. Actually, one of them is just behind us. This is Ada herself. And we'll talk a little bit more about the NFTs themselves in time to come. But what is the farming platform? So we have created, and we are in the process of creating a very aesthetically pleasing dashboard where users who have purchased the NFTs will be able to drop their NFTs in 3D and stake them side by side, multiple NFTs side by side, and then mix it in with our native governance token Tang, and generate quite sizable APY returns. So just to talk briefly a little bit more about the NFTs behind us. So within these NFTs, there are also certain characteristics which are enigmas, if you like, which can only be solved unless you're very savvy with mathematics, or if you purchase the NFTs, you will receive a pack which kind of gives you all the hidden secrets within. So yeah, that is our brief overview of our NFT farm. Maybe I can pass over to Clint for our Launchpad.
Actually, before we go there, I do have a couple questions. Regarding the NFTs being staked and earning yield, how do they have value? Like, where do they obtain their value from?
Great question. So basically with that NFT farm, there's going to be two versions. The first version will be like a permission-based version where we create the farming pools. So we have our own governance token called Tang, and we also have a few different other tokens as well we created. And basically they will be the reward tokens for the farming pools. And the NFTs that can be staked will be whitelisted by us. So that's the first version. But the second version is what we're doing is we're going to open source it and make it permissionless based. So then other developer teams and other projects can come use our farming pools, and they can make their own, they can customize their own farming pool. So they can decide which NFTs are whitelisted. They deposit the reward tokens into the contract, and then they invite their own users to come use the farming pool. So in that way, it's kind of like a DeFi as a service, DeFi as a service, we call it. So we're making it permissionless based and inviting other teams to create farming pools. But yeah, basically the person who creates the farming pool will decide which NFTs are whitelisted, and they decide what the reward tokens are. And I guess the backing, the reward tokens is what gives it the value. So, you know, you could even decide ADA to be a reward token if you wanted to do that, right? If you had ADA and you wanted to put ADA into there, that could be the reward token for staking your NFT, say, for example.
And the concept of staking the NFT, is it like you have to stake it for a minimum amount of time? And why do you need to stake it? What's the process there?
Yeah, so the process there, basically, it's like a follow-on from, we call it, it's not traditional DeFi, traditional decentralized finance. Before farming pools, you would stake like liquidity pool tokens or stake a single-sided token, and you could, sometimes you lock them up, sometimes you don't, and then you get different yields for doing that. And then with our NFT farming pools, we basically use NFTs as well, and we allow that to be added into the mix. And yeah, we want to make it really customizable. So for example, we could even have NFT staking to get new NFTs, and we can have NFT staking alongside the liquidity pool tokens to boost that reward, and lots of different things that can happen there. So they can be locked up, they could not be locked up. And then the idea really is just to bring some financial utility to NFTs, because basically this last cycle just now we're in, when we're coming out of the bear again soon. Basically the growth in NFT has all been around about art, right, and speculation. But you know, NFTs can do so much more than that. They have like real world use cases, you know, a certificate as ownership, and in e-commerce and in finance. So we're pretty strong on the fact that the next growth cycle in NFTs will be more about the utility and more about the real world function that they can bring to users, and you know, hopefully onboarding more people into cryptocurrency and into the Cardano blockchain. That's what we think.
Just to expand on the reward side of things as well, in the Genesis edition, we're doing different artworks will have more turbocharging properties, and as we said, the more NFTs you stake, the higher the rewards. So that's how it kind of works.
Yep, awesome. And regarding the NFT launch plan?
Yeah, I'll take that. So it's an NFT Launchpad for the marketing and sale of NFTs that are backed by real world goods and tangible products like assets and etc. So this is quite an interesting concept. We call it redeemable NFTs. So yeah, the NFTs that are backed one-to-one by a tangible good or real world asset. So it basically is combining a few things you've probably heard about before. The first one is tokenization. The second one is fractionalization, when we break up items into multiple parts and allow for like fractional ownership. So yeah, when everyone thinks about tokenizing assets on blockchain, they usually jump straight away to gold, real estate, wine, things like this. But actually, we can tokenize anything on the blockchain. And the thing that we're focusing on is tangible goods. So that could be like a pair of customized sneakers, limited edition, you know, sneakers from Nike, or it could be a limited edition drink from Coca-Cola, or like a box of tea. And what we're trying to do with the NFT Launchpad is we find established companies. So they're companies who are well established. They have a product, they have a brand, they have a warehouse and logistics and supply chain already set up. And then we partner with them. We say, look, we can tokenize your product and we can launch it on our Launchpad and create a new revenue stream for you. You know, give access to your product to all these people on Cardano and within cryptocurrency, you know, who have a lot of money, but they don't have many things to purchase at the moment with them. So yeah, there's a new revenue stream there for you. And also not just that, we want to, you know, market and sell maybe like some limited edition versions of the products they would normally do. And yeah, basically what we're doing with the Launchpad is we're going to be like Groupon. I'm sure you've heard of Groupon. We're basically going to be Groupon, but with NFTs, and the products will all be redeemable. And that could either be where you know, DHL send you the product by express courier, or it could even be something as simple as you get a QR code and then you walk into the branch of that company and they scan it and you pick up the product in person. So
yeah, awesome. I was going to ask about that linking those physical goods to the blockchain. I know that's kind of something that's still like murky waters. I'm not entirely sure how it works. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense for sure.
Yeah, the redemption side, sorry, Ben, the redemption side is the most difficult part, actually. Yeah, working out the logistics, etc. So, you know, because I was distributing Bitcoin miners before, I do have some experience in shipping and logistics, etc. So that helps. But yeah, we've partnered with a multinational beer company, and the Guilo beer, Sydney, Japan, and we basically partnered with them to do our proof of concept.
Sorry, you just froze there. Do you want to just start again in regards to the Guilo collaboration?
Partnership.
Yeah, they're called Guilo beer, the multinational. They've got breweries all over the world, Sydney, Japan, Australia, USA. And yeah, we partnered with them to do the proof of concept. Will be our Genesis launch, the very first launch we do. It's a non-alcoholic beer. We're tokenizing like 6,000 bottles. And yeah, that'll be the first launch on the NFT Launchpad, and it's fully redeemable. So you know, when you want to redeem it and you want to say, hey, I want to ship this beer to me now, non-alcoholic, so I can drink it with my friends. Yeah, you just go back to the Launchpad, put in your details, and we pass it to the beer company, the NFT issuer, and they'll ship it to you. So it's pretty cool, and we've been talking with them, and we can create like communities around these products, where the communities can really give input to the issuer about what they want to see in the next issuance. And there's some pretty funky things we can do. Like we can put like gold flake into these drinks, you know, so you're drinking gold, and we can brew it in a champagne cast, so it becomes like a champagne craft beer. There's a lot of funky things, and yeah, I think it's kind of special. It's a unique product experience for the customer they haven't really had before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's very exciting.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just a little bit something extra as well in regards to the label design. Again, we're very much a community-driven project. What is happening is again, one of our in-house artists, Quirks, is designing 3 or 4 different label designs for the beer can, incorporating some of our artwork and his radical designs. And then we're going to put it out to our community to vote on which beer label they would like to include for the initial proof of concept.
Awesome. And do you guys see kind of like a link between both your products, like the NFT Launchpad and the NFT Farming? Like maybe through the Launchpad, they can actually stake those NFTs through the farming product as well, or something?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the tokenized drink offering is just the proof of concept. It's the first thing that we're going to tokenize, but there's a lot of other things that can be tokenized, and I think locking them into the smart contract actually really has a good function beyond just getting passive rewards in another token. It could be something like as simple as, say, you could tokenize a revenue stream, and you can tokenize a business so that the NFT holders are getting a share in that. Say, for example, it was like an apartment, right? You could tokenize an apartment, and then you could have it rented out by a third party. So no, we don't have to manage it at all. And then we're getting a profit from that. We could share it with the NFT holders according to how many NFTs they have. And then when they lock up the NFT in the staking contract, they could actually like book it. They could like book the apartment to come stay there, you know, like a short-term rental.
Yeah.
And this can be done with a few different items, assets as well. Like even say, for example, a yacht, like a yacht, you know, there are companies who manage yachts and they rent them out to people for you. It could be done like that, where you lock up your NFT, and then you basically book the yacht for 4 days, and then when you're in town, you can go party on the yacht, and someone takes you out and shows you around. And then in the meantime, when you're not doing that, you're getting a passive income from the yacht's rental.
Okay.
So that's another
awesome.
thing we're looking at. Ben, maybe you could talk a little bit about how we're supporting artists in the space as well, right?
Absolutely, you read my mind, and you know, Juana mentioned in regards to the crossover between these two main fundamental parts. You've probably seen that Tangent is kind of underpinned by the art, you know, the artist, and this is a fundamental part of what we do. So we want to also support digital artists. So a third kind of string to our bows as such is an artistic grants program. So again, community driven. What we hope will happen is that artists will approach us and they will apply for funding. Essentially, they will pitch their idea. They will pitch some of their, or give some examples of some of their artwork and previous works. And then the community will take a vote and say, okay, we would like Tangent to fund these projects. And it could be anything from computer chips to graphic cards to laptops, anything that can really help them get to market. But also we're helping ourselves as well, because part of the commitment for these artists is that, of course, they have to mint on Cardano. And of course, they could also do that through our farm. They could also put products through our Launchpad. So, it's full circle, helping the artists, but also helping Cardano and helping ourselves.
Absolutely. That's really wonderful. And the voting happens through the Tang token. It acts as a governance token. Okay. That's awesome. And is it like one token, one vote, or?
Yeah, one token, one vote, and then we'll do a snapshot voting for proposals. But we've already been supporting one artist like Quertz, our Bohemian artist from Japan. We purchased him a laptop so he could do some more CAD design work. And then also we even purchased him plane tickets so he could fly his family to UK, because they had family in UK. They wanted to go visit with their new baby and things like that. But I mean, what we're also going to be doing is we've been talking about this recently. It's like having like a mint party where we invite artists to come out, and then they showcase their work, and then we have a little vote quickly. And then if we love their art, then we'll just mint it on the blockchain for them straight away there on Cardano CLI, and then send them the tokens. So they have their tokens there. Because, minting costs on Cardano are actually really, they're relatively cheap compared to other blockchains. But, in some regions, even a few US dollars is actually really expensive. So this is a barrier to entry for these artists. So we thought, why not have a minting party where we say, look, we're going to mint 100 NFTs today, and we're inviting, artists from all around the world to come showcase their work. And we'll just do a quick mint.
Yeah, that's really wonderful, because a lot of artists probably don't even know that, don't even have the know-how. So to be able to help them cross that bridge would be really important for them, I'm sure. So is the token out? Are there any dates that you want the community to look out for regarding the Genesis launch as well, the NFT launch?
Yeah, we've recently partnered with an exchange. I think I can talk about it now. Finally, we have signed with them, and it's LCX. So they did the launch for NFT Maker for their token. And so, yeah, there'll be a token sale starting pretty soon, around September time. And that will be the first public sale of the Tang governance token. And then around that time as well, we'll be dropping the first Genesis pieces of artwork, which are stakeable within our platform. So
yeah, our token is fully minted, I believe 3 months ago. It can be viewed on Cardano Scan. If people log on to our website, we have a token page, and people can see that.
Congrats. That's a huge milestone. I'm sure it wasn't as easy as people think. And I did have one question, and honestly, we can cut this out of the interview, but this is for my own knowledge regarding the fractionalization of those NFTs. So let's say if I have a physical good and I want to fractionalize the tokens or fractionalize it, what if it was equally fractionalized and people owned equal parts of this product, but it was held with me? Or where does the physical product have to live and be tracked in order for it to be trustable?
Yeah, good question, right? So it can still stay with you, it can still stay with you. That's fine. But obviously, you will make it transparent to the community what percentage of the product has become fractionalized. So you could pick to fractionalize 10% of it, or 30%, or 50% of it, like this. And then obviously, within your own governance, I guess, for that NFT, you'd have to make it pretty transparent to the community, about what rights they get from owning the fractionalized share of the NFT. Like for us, we thought about fractionalizing some assets, such as, for example, rare art, like art pieces, or even like rare whiskey bottles. Like in Japan, there's a brand called Hibiki, like a Suntory whiskey.
Very good whiskey.
Really good, right? I only drink Hibiki pretty much. So when I drink whiskey, and they're very rare. They're very rare. They have limited edition, and the price goes up. And we thought about purchasing some of that and tokenizing it. And then one time I purchased a bottle for $300 US, and within 6 months it was worth 5,000 US. It was pretty amazing. So
Yeah.
we thought about having it in the governance so that, you know, people can obviously own a fractionalized ownership of, like, say 10 bottles of this. But then we'd also have, like, every year we can have like a vote, and then
Yes.
we can decide whether or not to sell it on if we wanted to. In which case it would be sold, and then the profit would be all shared amongst the holders like that.
Yeah, I think the revenue sharing model is one of the more interesting or like amazing things that blockchain has enabled. But yeah, if there's anything else that you guys wanted to talk about or anything you wanted to share with the community or anything we didn't touch on.
One more thing with the NFT Launchpad, obviously we're focusing on the tangible goods, and this is a new concept, but it's already happening on other chains right now. There's a one on Polygon, and there's also another one in a few other chains like on Polkadot. So it's happening, and people are, it's working, but most of them are doing like real estate, wine, and gold. And for us, we really are looking at like all tangible goods. You know, it could be like I said, a pair of sneakers. It could be like a handbag. It can be anything. But also another thing we also think the NFT Launchpad can be used. It can also be used for digital goods, like the launch of digital goods within the you know, the metaverse. So the redeemable product doesn't have to actually be tangible. It could also be a digital good within the metaverse. So yeah, this is really exciting for us, and we really think the Launchpad is very sustainable. And I think the platform will be sustainable too, because there'll be a generation of fees from the launches. Yeah. And yeah, after Guilo beer, we're actually targeting another very big drinks company. And then after that, we'll be doing some different products, not non-drink related. But
yeah, we just feel that, you know, in this current climate in the world as well, a lot of these organizations and companies that we're reaching out to, obviously they've heard these buzzwords, NFTs, blockchain, and they're, you know, looking for alternative revenue streams, as Clint mentioned, and you know, we're creating that platform for them that's hopefully secure and opening, you know, their eyes up to different things.
Awesome. Sorry, I did remember I had one question because I went through the white paper and I thought it was pretty interesting. The concept of operative artwork. We might have touched on it, but I just wanted to know exactly what that means.
Ben, I'll let you,
yeah,
you take that.
It's a term that we kind of invented as such ourselves. And again, it's just bringing utility to the artwork. So essentially, it's more targeting our NFT farm, and it's giving operation to the artwork. We can stake it on our platform, and it's bringing in yield in, you know, financial rewards essentially in our native token. So that's where the term came from.
Awesome.
Yeah. One more thing is, yeah, you know, like Ben was saying, I think now with everyone in the world really knows what NFT is, right? And they're waking up to what the power of cryptocurrency. And yeah, I think more and more enterprises are very receptive now to the concept of NFTs. And I think it's a great time for us to launch this, the Launchpad on Cardano, because yeah, I think we can onboard a lot of big companies, big enterprises into the ecosystem. And I think we'll bring some real value. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I don't doubt it. Well, if there's anything else we wanted to talk about, I'd like to thank you guys for your time. This is really great, and I look forward to seeing the progress. I'm sure this project has a lot of potential, and congratulations on everything you guys have achieved so far. And hopefully maybe in the future we can have you guys on for another follow-up episode to kind of give community updates or whatever is happening at that time.
Yeah, definitely. One more thing I wanted to add was just that you know, we've been communicating with other developers within Cardano, people like NFT Maker and Snaprilla and ADAO, and they're just so welcoming and cooperative. And you know, they're going to be helping us to build out this product as well. So you know, they're really some of the best coders in the space at the moment, and we're really excited to be working with all these teams. You know, they've got so much experience, and yeah, it's just so great the reception we've had with the concept and everything, you know. So exciting times for sure.
Absolutely. I think that's something that's so great about the community is the fact that everyone's willing to help each other out and yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and we will periodically sorry, one last thing, we will periodically making our code open source as well. So eventually, you know, we hope that other people will fork it and they'll build their own launch pads for different products. I think that's how we do bring value. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't be where I am today unless I'd used some open source code as well. So we want to support other coders too, for sure, 100%. You know, it's all about giving back to the community.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.